Hello, boys and girls. Have you ever watched TV and thought to yourself, gee whiz, I sure do wonder how that's made? Well, I'm Brian Bell, director of the critically acclaimed sensation Wazzu on film, and I'm here to show you exactly how it's done.
We generally start filming each episode with our pick of the week with Lily. Lily's an exchange student from Sweden who's very passionate about movies. She talks about her experience both on the show as the season progressed and just starting out when she first arrived from Sweden.
Yeah, I think it's been a great experience. I'm really happy I got involved. I was very shocked and very happy because it was like my second week here. Basically knew no one, and then I got my own segment. That was quite a happy moment for me, despite my accent.
She prepares very diligently as she watches the movie multiple times and takes heavy notes to make sure that she knows the segment in and out before we film.
I prepared by filming myself on my webcam in my room and then crying a bit because I can't talk in front of the camera. Sometimes there's alcohol involved. I think about films I love or films I want to watch and love, but most of the films, I think all of the films I've reviewed are films I watched before, and then I watch them again and I feel like I want to tell people about them. So then I might watch them 1 to 2 times before I do the segment and take a lot of notes. And also, take notes while watching the film, but also watch it without taking any notes just to make sure that I'm getting every point I want to get across.
She speaks on her ability, or rather inability, to watch herself on screen.
I've not watched a single segment I've done, except the first one I watched 3 seconds off, I think. Yeah. And then I noticed my eyes had different sizes, and I never watched it again.
Let's take a look at a couple clips from some of Lily's segments.
Hi, this is Lily with Lily's Pick of the Week. This week I want to talk about Swedish films, and I think we can all agree on this one thing. American remakes are never going to be as good as the originals. And this film I'm going to be talking about is called Let the Right One In, or Låt rätte komma in, by John Ajvide Lindqvist. And it's written and directed by John Cornish. So John Cornish, if you look him up on IMDb, doesn't have that impressive credentials, including being a writer for Ant-Man, for example. In my opinion, this film is a lot better than Ant-Man, and the script is just fantastic, so we can't blame me for that. It starts out with a father waking his daughter, asking her if she remembers her wedding. She says she doesn't. He tells her that her husband has died and she's become a widow. The girl is Shuya, the protagonist of the film, and she is 7 years old.
They're played by Liv Ullmann and Bibi Andersson, and they're absolutely amazing in these roles, which is why Ingmar Bergman has continued to use them in his films. The ending just makes you feel like you've been punched in the heart, but also like a deep warm embrace, and that's, don't we all want to have that feeling after we watch a film?
So that has been my pick of the week. Tune in next week for my next choice.
Then we wrap up, and a couple of days later, we move on to our green screen studio shoot to film the reviews with Cody and Olivia. Here you can see me running the switcher board where I switch between the camera angles showing Cody and Olivia. This is a close-up of the board that I use. It was used in one of the Super Bowls. Now take a look at the monitors that I see that show me what's on the cameras. Here's Cody and Olivia on the set right before we start recording. Now, why don't we take a look at some clips of both them and Joe and Katie, the host of our first season, in some of our previous episodes.
Welcome to Wazzu on Film. I'm Katie Yates, but not Katie Holmes.
Whoa, wait, you're not?
No? And you're not Matt Damon.
Yeah, I know. I'm Joseph Gillerin, but actually, as a fun fact, I was Matt Damon's leg double in the Ocean series. The first one, Oceans.
You mean Ocean's 11?
No, just Oceans.
That was the opening from our first episode, where we started the running joke that Joe was absolutely obsessed with Matt Damon.
Hey, so I went online and checked up on some things, and Matt Damon never starred in Oceans.
Yeah, he did. It's not a very well-known movie. It's like
but he's in there. It's Oceans, and it's with Matt Damon.
I don't think that exists. Hi, I'm Katie Yates, and my previous co-host Joe actually left the show to pursue his dream in Hollywood to star in a Matt Damon film.
The joke continued on the weekend when Joe was unable to film as he was away in San Francisco, and Austin Regseger took his place.
Matt Damon, I mean Joe, it's so great to have you back.
It's great to be back, Katie. I'm still so glad that Matt Damon's still a joke here. Yeah.
Of course, nothing's changed.
Hope not, yeah.
We talked to Joe about what it was like as talent on a show where the producer and the director didn't really know what they were doing yet.
I thought it was really fun, just because we would always try different things every time we would film, where it was either different jokes and then it was more a learning process, and then luckily the producer and the director were very open to different ideas that, even someone that's on camera would suggest.
Producer of the first season, Ariana Medrano, also talks about her experience.
Honestly, at the beginning, it was a little rocky. I remember our first episode that we shot, it took us like 4 hours, if I remember correctly, or maybe 6, just because we didn't really know how to work some of the things that were in the studio.
The current host, Cody, talked about his favorite movie that he reviewed this past season.
I thought Deadpool was pretty good, especially because I went into it not expecting anything. I didn't have low expectations, I didn't have high expectations, and I was pleasantly surprised to find it was hilarious, and full of action, and just it was kind of my type of movie.
We then take it into the editing suites, where we key in the green screen, put in the graphics and the footage from the movies. And sometimes I like to play a little Sonic Boom on my phone. I hope you learned something about how to make a TV show today. Have a good night.